somehow right. That's all time. That's all time.
Derek Jeter is top 3 shortstop.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Tanks and Tuddies from Tubbs and Franke.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome in episode 140. You know,
I need to apologize to the listeners.
We are 4 months away from our 3-year anniversary. What's 4 months from now? That'd be August 22nd, roughly. So
yeah, I mean, I think we actually
right before NFL season. You know what we should do for our in 4 months, I guess. We should say what our favorite thing about each other is.
I'm pretty sure you've said that every year.
Just list things we like about each other.
Sure.
Anyways, let's get right into it.
Reinforcement or what?
Yeah, I need some kind words because Sid beats me. So no, I'm just kidding. Let's get right into it. Should be a quicker episode today. I think I've said that probably for 2 months, and it never is because we always get yapping. But honestly, there's not much to talk about. We got a little NBA to talk about, just our teams. And then the NFL draft we'll talk about, and then we'll wrap it. And honestly, the NFL draft is boring. So could be a quick week. We'll see. And that is fine if so, because I got pizza to make. I'm so excited. I went and bought a thin crust Jack's just for tonight. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Anyways, peep the hat. Little Tigers D, the little US of A right there. Anyways, locks and long shots. So my locks, ChatGPT 3 and 4.
How'd that series go last week?
We ended up letting you guys win those last two just so you felt better about losing the first game. We were talking about, it's kind of funny, a couple of years ago we bet on the series spread for runs. Or actually, not even series spread, just total runs scored. And the Tigers jumped out to like a 10-run lead or something. It was more. And the Brewers ended up beating them by like 6 runs in the series because they scored like 18 in the final game or something stupid like that. Anyhow, the Tigers this time around on, I believe it was Monday, they won 10-1 or something like that. And then the Brewers still wound up outscoring them in the series. So there's got to be some way to like take advantage of that because that's 2 times in the last 3 years. We got to keep an eye on that one. But yeah, I'm totally fine with it. You know, we're going to lose series. It kind of sucks that it's your team, but we're still good. I mean, we're winning. We beat the Padres last night. I don't know what Javi's saying with the Padres being so tough and the West being so tough. We fucking beat them last night. No problem. Javier Baez was out in center field trying to make errors, and we still somehow won. So ChatGPT, anyways, 3 and 4. I'm 3 and 3. My lock did not finish yet. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought that the NBA had a decent schedule and we'd have a winner in the series. Turns out they only played 1 game since we last recorded. They all started Saturday, though, I think. So I'm just going to leave that open. Hopefully 1 game. Or 2 games. It is 1-1. I'm thinking about ChatGPT's long shot. ChatGPT did have Magic -6 versus the Hawks. They won by like 30 or something. It was outrageous. So good pick by ChatGPT, I guess. This week, simple one. Giants money line over the Brewers. The Giants are a better team. Our friend Javi is in the stands. Javi is a jinx. The Brewers are going to lose this game. I don't know anything about who's on the mound. I didn't even look at that. The Giants won last night. Javi's there to jinx your team. It'll probably be 10-1. Everybody go bet correct score. Giants 10, Brewers 1. Now the Brewers will score more runs than that. I'm going to say 10-4, 9-4 Giants. Let's see. Prediction. Let me add this to our sheet here. Prediction. It's hard to type with a mic in front of me. 9-4 Giants. Okay, got that on there. Anyways, I got the long shot or the money line. ChatGPT actually made it real easy this week. I typed 2 things and got a lock and a long shot. I kind of led them to it, but it was simple. And I think I'm probably going to ride this out for the rest of the summer just because it's so much easier than trying to get an NBA pick from them. Yankees money line over the Guardians. That's probably going to be ChatGPT's lock for the next 4 months is whoever the Yankees are playing, them to win, or the Dodgers. So don't care though. It makes my life easier. -105. My long shots, ChatGPT 1 and 5. Both of us still open. I have the Pistons over the Knicks in the series +310. ChatGPT has the T-Wolves over the Lakers +160. I have a really bad headache right now. Must have been that intro. For my long shot this week, I'm going simple. I'm going Bobby Witt Jr. to hit a home run plus 400. Dinger Tuesday. You know the rules. I decided to ask ChatGPT, give me somebody to hit a home run tonight. They gave me a list of 6 people. Some of the matchups weren't correct, so I went with the only one that had the correct matchup. Maybe that's luck. I don't know, but they're taking Joe Adell to hit a home run tonight plus 500 versus the Pirates at home. Honestly, don't hate it. Theirs will probably hit. Mine will probably miss. Also, you know what? I'm going to throw out a little juicy something I just thought up. Juicy, we'll call it the juicy home run juice, the juicy home run juice, the juicy juice home run. And that is Torque and Witt to bomb tonight. Don't know why. Just had a feeling. I should probably go put some money on it, but we'll see. I don't know. It's probably what, plus 2,000, 2,500? We'll put 2,500 to be safe. Now, if that hits, I'm going to be pissed that
I'll
go
get
throw.
odds for you.
All right. Let me know. You can go ahead with your locks and long shots. I just randomly thought of Torque hitting a bomb. By the way, you guys need to watch out. I don't think we're going to talk much MLB today, so I'll get it out now. You guys need to be getting on Torque to hit a home run on Saturdays. I'm pretty sure the last 3 or 4 Saturdays he's hit a home run. I'm going to check those right now while Austin's speaking.
What did
I know it's at least the last 2.
You said the odds were projected
Torque and Witt.
500.
I said 2,500.
27.75.
Wow, I'm pretty good. That's bad. Go ahead with your locks and long shots. I'm going to see how many Saturdays in a row Torque has bombed.
All right.
I'll jump in.
My locks last week, we went 2-1. Still have one open. Had the Grizzlies +7 against the Warriors in the play-in game. Grizzlies lost by 6. So kept it close, just like I said. Covered there. We had the Brewers money line versus the Tigers. I believe that one was a blowout. Big W there for the Brewers. And then the Jackson Churio over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs on Tuesday of last week. That lost, I believe, he went 0 for that night. No, actually, he did have a hit, but it was a single. That was all he had. Did not score, did not get an RBI. So still open. We have the Bucks +1.5 games versus the Pacers -135. I am absolutely in love with this. They got blown out in game 1, and Dame is back tonight. I think we're going to get a huge game from Dame tonight. Giannis and Dame for the rest of the series are going to be explosive. Giannis has been doing whatever he wants with any team out there. Halliburton just got voted as the most overrated player in the league.
Oh, really?
The Bucks straight up. Yeah, by players.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's got to suck to win that award.
Had to wear the championship hat just for good luck. But yeah, I think the Bucks know what they're doing here. I think we keep this at least one game, potentially pull this out. This week, I'm going all strikeout props. I really honed in on these this morning for some reason. I have my baseball spreadsheet that I have had going for, honestly, I don't know how long, but probably a good 2 years here. And I just decided to pull it up this morning and kind of look at the numbers. First one I'm going with is Dean Kramer under 4.5 strikeouts tonight, Tuesday night. He is going up against the Nationals, who have the 22nd ranked team in strikeouts, so they don't strike out a ton. He's only gotten 4+ strikeouts once in his last 3 games, so he's not a huge strikeout guy. And looking at the park factors, winds are blowing out to right field. So I think this lines up for him to get shelled. And even if he doesn't get shelled, the Nationals don't strike out a ton. So give me a high number on a guy who doesn't get a lot of strikeouts. I'll take the under there. Next one is Christopher Sanchez over 5.5 strikeouts. He is going up against the Mets tonight. Just coming off of a 12 strikeout game. He got a 12 strikeout, a 3 strikeout, and a 9 strikeout game in his last 3 games. The Mets don't strike out a ton, but I like what Sanchez is doing. Plus, the wind is blowing inwards in Citi Field, so I think the ball stays in the park. If he does give up any balls in play, I guess you could say. And yeah, just going off of what Sanchez is doing, I'm taking the hot hand. I'll take the over 5.5 -132. And then the last one, Bailey Ober under 6.5 strikeouts tonight. Going up against the White Sox, you may ask yourself now, why would you take a pitcher to go under strikeouts against the White Sox? The White Sox are kind of middle of the road when it comes to strikeouts, so they don't strike out a ton. Ober has not gone over 6 once in his last 3 starts, and we need him to get 7 here. And then wind is blowing in. So I think wind is blowing out. Even though it is the White Sox, if they put the ball in play, there's a chance that balls start flying out. So could be a quick short leash for Ober tonight. We'll keep it under 6.5. Long shots, I'm 7-40. Rough.
That's
Um,
outrageous, bro.
That is bad. Last week, we had the Red Sox money line plus 114 on Tuesday versus the Rays, who have not won on April 15th for 14 years or something like that. The Rays were able to keep that streak alive. They did not win. Red Sox money line hits. We had Willie Abreu, Aaron Judge, and Cal Raleigh all for Dinger Tuesday last week. None of them went yard, unfortunately. Tough day, especially considering we had Judge at plus 172. So 1-3 week last week. This week, I am all over the board. I've got 5 picks, some in baseball, some in football. We're going to take the Padres money line tonight versus the Tigers. Jack Flaherty does not scare me. He has not done shit this year so far. Nick Pivetta has looked fantastic. Padres are one of the best teams in the league. Tigers are overrated. Give me the Padres plus 114. Then I'm going to take the Twins-Royals moneyline parlay tonight. This is basically just fading the worst teams in the league. Royals are playing the Rockies, and the Twins are playing the White Sox. So give me this at plus 102. And then the last baseball pick, we'll take Mookie on Dinger Tuesday, plus 330. Wrigley Field, wind blowing out. It is Shota, but Shota could easily give up some home runs. And then hopping over to football, we will take Mason Graham to go pick number 5 plus 220. That is currently lined up to be the Jags pick. Kind of looking like it's going to be either Genty or Mason Graham. I don't think the Jags are going to take a running back. Although it is Ashton Genty, they have ETN, they have Bigsby. I think they would much rather shore up their defense. We'll see. Mason Graham is the second favorite there, so plus 220 on that. And then the Packers, I think that they're going to take a cornerback first. This is plus 175. Jair's basically out of the picture. I don't think he's coming back. We need a cornerback. Do I actually think they'll take a cornerback? No, probably not. They'll probably take an offensive lineman who's a project that we don't need. Or we'll take like Jackson Dart, backup quarterback. Just because that's what the Packers do. They never go with what everybody wants. And right now it's either wide receiver or cornerback that everybody wants. We know that the Packers won't take an offensive player in the first round, so that leaves it to cornerback, plus 175.
You can go ahead. I got a couple things when you're done with your long shots.
Oh, that's it. That's all I got.
You have one more that you didn't say.
No, I said Mookie.
Oh, I totally missed it. Well, I was probably looking at something. A couple things. Saying Flaherty hasn't done shit this year is wildly outrageous. Just because your team got to him a little bit doesn't mean you can sit here and say he hasn't done anything. 5 1/3, 3 hits, no earned, 9 Ks versus the Yankees. We don't need to talk about the White Sox numbers because we know those are good. It's the White Sox. Then against the Dodgers, he went 5 2/3, 2 earned, 5 Ks. He's got a sub-3 ERA. You can't say he hasn't done shit.
Yeah, but he's just not he's not getting the strikeouts, you know.
Did you not hear 9 versus the Yankees?
9.
The
Yankees.
It was the Yankees in cold weather too, which I guess they have cold weather as well, but they're pussies.
But also, it's the Padres. They're one of the best teams in the league right now.
Now, last night they weren't. That's all I'm saying.
Bad day.
Who pitched last night? It was Montero too. It was Montero. No, not for the Padres had some no-name I've never heard of, but it was Montero.
Oh, yeah, so exactly.
Actually, I mean, it might not be a no-name. I might just not know him. It was Fart. The Tigers are just singling teams to death right now. They haven't had one hard hit ball in a long time. No, somebody homered last night. Somebody did hit a homer last night. Oh, it was no, that's not who got the start. Oh, Vasquez.
Oh, yep.
And so who hit the home run last night? Oh, McKinstry hit a triple. That was all speed though. Oh, nobody homered. Gavin Sheets did for the Padres. Anywho, what was my other thing? Oh, about the Packers. So I'm pretty sure since I've known you, you've said the Packers need to take a wide receiver in the first round to pair. First, it was to pair with Devontae. Then it became we have to replace Devontae. And then last year it was we need a cornerback in the first round, Cooper DeJean. He was right there for you. How many years in a row now do you think you're going to say you need a cornerback before the Packers do it? I say 3 more, 2 more years after this year.
See, the thing is what they always end up doing is they always take a shitty pick in the first round, and everyone's like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
And then somehow we get to like the second and third round, and we take guys that were like, "How the fuck did they get there?" And then like our second and third round picks end up being really good, or like they pan out way nicer than our first round pick. So I don't know if the goal here is like kind of do what the Rams do, and let's just kind of we'll take a guy in the first. But if we could get rid of our first and not pick in the first, and then pick every round after that, that'd probably be much better.
Let's look at your first round pick history, just out of curiosity. So last year was Jordan Morgan, who I'm pretty sure hasn't seen the field.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't that great.
Okay. Then you had Luke Van Ness, who hasn't really done much.
He was better last year, but still
then
not
you took, in
first-round
22,
caliber.
you took Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia. I don't even know who that is.
He's good. No, I promise you he's good.
And then you took Quay Walker, who is a locker room cancer, but he is a good football player.
Yeah.
21, you took Eric Stokes, who's not good or not even on the team anymore.
So.
Jordan Love, I'll give you that. That was a good pick. Darnell Savage was ass.
Yep.
Rashawn Gary, objectively good. Jair was good for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you go back. Kenny Clark was good. So you've got decent first-round pick history. The big one
Goot has taken over, though.
When was that?
I think 2017.
I mean, well then, yes, since he's taken over, because you had Jair was good, Rashawn Gary was okay, Darnell Savage was ass, Jordan Love was objectively a good pick,
but it was
Eric Stokes
dumb
was
pick
bad
at the time.
You know what? You're right, because you had Aaron Rodgers that pushed him out. He had an MVP season and left. However, looking back now, was it a good move? He's trash now. Quay Walker, okay. Yeah. Anyways, that's enough on that topic. We'll talk draft here in a little bit anyways. Shall we tackle the grid?
Sure.
Today's doesn't look fun, but it looks gettable. You never know until you do it, though. Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Full disclosure, we're an open book here on the show. My feet smell like shit. So if you see me frowning or making a face, it's because I got a whiff of my own fucking feet. How sick is that? It always happens when I have busy days at work. I come home, I take my shoes off, and I'm like, Jesus, these smell horrible. They're so bad right now. Anyways, across the top, Vikings, Falcons, 3,000 yards in a season. That's cake. Going down, Cowboys, Cardinals, Raiders. 3,000 in a season for the Cardinals. I would like to say Kurt Warner did.
I was going to say Kurt Warner. Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Kurt Warner or Carson
Palmer. Who did Vinny Testaverde play for?
Not the Cardinals.
You know what? We do this all the time where we try to get nitpicky and then we miss. I think Carson Palmer for sure did. Carson Palmer also played for the Raiders, though. But Raiders, you can say Derek Carr. He definitely had 3,000.
Yeah, Jimmy G definitely did.
I don't know. He didn't play a whole lot of full seasons. It has to be with that team. Oh, he hasn't even played with the Raiders yet. Silly. Didn't he just get traded there? No, he went back to the Rams, right?
Yeah, he went back to the Rams.
I don't think he's played a full season. No, I'm not putting Jimmy G.
So let's go Derek Carr.
No, you know who you put for the Raiders? Ken Stabler.
Okay.
That's deep in the bag. 10%. See? Take the Hall of Famer.
Kurt Warner or Carson Palmer.
I like Palmer there. I'm more confident in him than Kurt Warner.
Okay.
And then Cowboys.
Tony Romo.
I like Romo. I like who's their Hall of Fame quarterback? Who's their Hall of Fame quarterback? Not Staubach? Staubach?
Yeah, Roger Staubach.
I like that. Boom. 8%. There you go.
Nice.
See, old timers. When you got an old timer, you got to use it. All right, so Falcons Cowboys is obviously Dion's a good pick there.
Yep.
But I think you can also say no.
Falcons Cards would
Falcons
be
Cards who?
No, never mind.
I think let's put Dion in here just to get another one. Keep the brain flowing. There we go. Wow. All right. Well, that's a pretty popular one. 78%. Falcons Raiders. There's a wide receiver.
Zacchaeus.
Oh, Amari. Oh, Zacchaeus. Do you think Raiders for Zacchaeus?
He's on the Falcons. I'm pretty sure he was on the Raiders this year. We can come back to it.
We can.
Patrick Peterson, formerly known as a Cardinal and a Viking.
Patrick Peterson.
Also, Adrian Peterson would work there too.
No, I don't think AP didn't play for the Cards, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Adrian Peterson's probably better. Yeah, that's low.
Yep.
Vikings Cowboys. That feels defensive or like special teams. What about Cordero Patterson for Vikings Raiders? I know he played for the Raiders. He played for the Vikings, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he their kick returner?
Yeah.
Boom! That's a pull. That's a pull.
That's a good one.
Vikings Cowboys. Man.
I'm just going to let you know, if we don't come up with anything else for Falcons Raiders by the time we get to it, I'm using Zacchaeus.
I don't hate Zacchaeus. Let's think quarterbacks here, though.
I feel like I can picture somebody. I just don't know what position or who it is.
Yeah.
On the Vikings and the Cowboys.
Yeah. It's like I know both those teams, too. I know the Vikings well, obviously, NFC North. Does it suck that I look over here?
No, not necessarily.
It's because I got a fucking TV screen for my monitor. I'm thinking Falcons Cards now.
Damn, you know who would have worked for Vikings Cards too is Josh Dobbs.
That probably would have
Dobbs ever get on the Cowboys, actually?
No. Not in a game.
What about the Falcons?
Dobbs hasn't played for the Falcons, if that's what you're saying. What about Matt Ryan? Sure. No, he only went to the Colts, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to think defense here. I'm going to try to think defense or special teams.
Defense is weak for me.
There's a D lineman that played for the Falcons in the Cards.
I think there's a running back there too.
I thought that too earlier, but I couldn't come up with it. Raiders wide receivers, you got Amari. What about Jared Cook? Has he played for the Falcons? No.
I don't think so.
Tony Gonzalez, Falcons. He was only the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with names, bro. Let's throw Zacchaeus in there because we're gonna end up going to it anyways. No, you motherfucker! Never trust Austin. I need to not trust you when you have your bag pull. You're never right. Oh, I knew Zacchaeus didn't play for the Raiders. Damn it! This was looking so. We were cruising. Falcons Cards. I want to get.
Oh, man.
Who else does Young Ho Koo play for?
Kicker. Prater. He ever play on the Falcons at all? Even if it was like a year?
He was Broncos, Cards, and Lions.
What was the kicker a while back for the Vikings? I know he was on the Cowboys for a little bit.
Dan Bailey?
Oh. Bailey was definitely there. Bailey works. Dan
Damn, that's a pull. I should legit study kickers that have played on multiple teams.
Kickers are a good one because they get passed around.
Mm-hmm. Especially nowadays. Raiders Falcons just feels like I feel like Roddy White played for the Raiders. I'm putting Roddy White.
King.
No, Roddy White. Damn.
Ooh.
Calais Campbell was the defensive player I was thinking of. Mariota.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell was the one I was thinking of. Damn it. All right, who else for the Falcons Raiders? There feels like there's a wide receiver there. Andre Rison. Yeah, he's a deep pull, though.
I'm going to
Desmond Ridder. Falcons Raiders.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm going to find out what this other kicker was for the Vikings and Cowboys.
The Cardinals Falcons was objectively really hard other than Calais Campbell.
Oh, Jack Del Rio would have worked for...
I don't know no Jack Del Rio. Honestly, I wish you could do
Jack
coaches.
Del Rio? Matt Castle.
No other kickers there? Here, I can probably see here.
No, there wasn't.
It was Dan Bailey that you were thinking, I think. Fun fact, Herschel Walker played 3 seasons. Eric Kendricks played for the Cowboys, really? Isn't it? Special teams. No, they don't have. Why don't they have this split up? Yeah, there's no other kicker there. I think it was Dan Bailey you were thinking because Dan Bailey missed the Minnesota kick against the Seahawks. Oh, Kai Forbath would have worked. That's a kicker. That wasn't who you were thinking, though, I don't think.
No, I think it was Blair Walsh is who I was thinking, but Walsh never was there.
He played for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Kai Forbath's a kicker, isn't he? Yeah. His nickname's Cobra Kai. Wow. Interesting. All right. That's that. Unless we want to do baseball. Let's do baseball. We got time today.
Damn, Daniel Carlson was on the Vikings.
Yankees, White Sox, 6+ WAR season. Pirates, Royals, 100 RBI season. So 6+ WAR, you gotta. Barry Bonds had to have with the Pirates.
Whoa.
Yep, 14%. What? Sorry. That's a fucking gimme. 100+ RBI season. Miguel Cabrera definitely had a 6+ WAR that season. That's a pull. You got to help me out. 6+ WAR Royals.
You could go
Greinke. Is Greinke ever good with the Royals?
Greinke probably does. I'm thinking of George Brett is probably the chalk.
Oh yeah, he won an MVP. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's just get 9, bro. Let's just get 9. No deep pulls. Sox 100 RBIs feels hard. Canerco.
One deep pull, but I know for a fact it's correct. Can I use it?
Yeah.
Pablo Reyes for the Pirates Yankees. You're gonna have to.
Pablo Reyes
He's currently active. Yep.
Wow. All right. See, now that's fine when you know it's correct. Yankees Royals.
So question for the 100
Hunter
RBIs,
Renfroe.
does it have to be
The season they played for that team? Yeah.
Yes.
So it says when paired to the team, 100 RBIs must be achieved with that team in a season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yankees 100 ribbies. There's so many. You got Judge. You got fucking Giancarlo. Probably did it in a healthy year. Actually, I don't know that he has with the Yankees. Has he been healthy enough to get 100?
I would think so.
100 feels like harder these days. Jeter maybe got 100. A-Rod for sure.
A-Rod definitely did.
A-Rod's the chalk there. Reggie
maybe?
Jackson.
Reggie
Giambi,
Jackson.
Yeah. Let's go Mr. October.
Posada.
Ooh, I love the Posada call. Was he ever 100 ribbies, though? I'm going to put Reggie Jackson because that has to be right.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's 2%. We'll take that.
Nice. White Sox.
Sox 100 ribbies, I really want to go Paul Konerko. He was so good for a little bit.
Konerko's definitely the chalk.
You think it's chalk? Do you think Maglio Ordonez might have done it the year before he got traded to the Tigers? That's a
I
deep
don't know
pull.
enough about
I'm
Maglio.
I'm not confident enough to do it. I know the story goes that he was really good one year and then he sucked right before he got traded to the Tigers, and then he was awesome with the Tigers. But I don't want to screw this up, so we'll save that. I mean, obviously you can go Canerico. That's chalk.
I don't know if they did, but there's always like Lou Bob and Eloy that you could throw out.
I don't like it with their injuries. I forgot Lou Bob existed.
Honestly, oh fuck, he plays on the Angels now. He's a third baseman.
You think Frank Thomas did it?
Yeah, Frank Thomas definitely did it.
With the Sox, though?
Yeah.
I like Canerico. We're doing
fucking-
Canerico. It's chalk, but we're doing it.
Okay, there's a third
15,
baseman there.
15. That
Fuck,
plays for
what
the
is his
Angels
name?
now?
Yeah, he's been on the White Sox forever too, until this year. He's got a
Moncada?
yes, Moncada.
That boy never had
Moncada.
100 ribbies.
Yeah, he did. 100%.
No way. I'm looking up his stats right now. You start thinking of some players.
Okay. White Sox, Pirates, Clevenger, maybe.
I didn't even realize Moncada's still in the league.
Yankees.
Yohan
Royals.
Moncada had at most 79 with the Sox.
Damn.
Yeah, you suck at this game. I want to see if Maglio did while I'm sitting here. Doesn't really help us with anything. Oh, okay. You know what? If Maglio works for another position, I won't use it. But I'm pretty sure he's only played for the Sox and the Tigers. Yeah, so we're good there. Damn, he had 117, 126, 113, 135 with the Sox.
Jeez.
But then he had 99. And then he had only 37 with the White Sox. Then in 05, he sucked with the Tigers. And then he got reincarnated in 2006 and 2007 in those postseason runs. All right. Come on, lock in here. Lock in here. Sox and Pirates. Sox and Pirates got to be easy. Two shit teams. JD Brubaker.
White Sox, Pirates, Avisail Garcia.
I don't know if Garcia is the way to go here.
It is.
Oh, right there.
Sounds
2012 to 24, you think?
Yep.
Nope, you're an idiot. God fucking damn it, dude.
Did he
You
never play
suck.
I know he signed with both of the teams. I guess he never played with one
You
of them.
suck.
Yasmani Grandal. Maybe.
For who?
I think White Sox, Pirates. I know he's on the Pirates.
There's no way that you just keep... Yasmani Grandal definitely played for the Sox. Why didn't you start with that one? Why did you go Avisail Garcia?
Because I was very confident in that. He was on the White Sox before the Brewers. And then I swore we traded him to the Pirates unless he was only there for spring training. But
Avisail Garcia never signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'm double checking.
Go ahead. He never played with the Pirates.
I know, but I'm going to look at his transactions. Baseball Almanac. Traded by the Tigers to the White Sox. Tigers. Dude, what? He definitely played after us. Why is this not updated since 2019?
You suck at this game. You think, did Bo Jackson ever play for the Yankees? Feels like he would have got to the Yankees. Fuck it, we already lost because of you anyways.
So.
Who cares? There, he didn't. Oh, Chapman was easy. Bo Jackson did play for the Sox, though, apparently. I didn't know that. Bobby Bonilla, Pirates and Sox. Yeah, I'm honestly like, I cooked that hard just for you to throw out Avisail Garcia. I mean, I got everything. Barry Bonds. George Brett was you. Obviously, the highest percentage, of course, it was you. Cabrera was 2%. Canerico 15%. Reggie Jackson 2%. Unbelievable. Why was Reggie Jackson so low? He's literally known as a Yankee, isn't he? I guess there's some
Yeah,
old timers
should
that would
be.
say, no, he's known as an athletic. He hit for 100 ribbies like, only 2 times with the Yankees. Oh, he played for the Angels. That's good to know. When they were the California Angels. Reggie Jackson, the most overrated player of all time? Maybe. Maybe. Only one MVP? How many World Series, though? 5 with 2 MVPs. Okay. All right. Respectable. All right. We'll talk NBA real fast. I just wanted to mention that the Pistons won their first playoff game since 2008. I did not know it's been that long since they've won a playoff. Just a game. Just one playoff game. Oh, wait. All those years that they made it as the 8 seed, too, just they didn't even win a game. Just beat down by the Bucks usually. It was usually the Bucks. Or who else was good in the East at that time? The Celtics used to beat up on us pretty good.
Yeah, I mean
The Cavs. Yep. But of late, it was the Bucks. So yeah, that was pretty cool. They were up game one. They should have won game one. And then the Knicks went on a 22-0 run. I've never seen something like that in my life. Literally at 10-0 run, I'm like, all right, just make a bucket, break the run. And then it's 15-0. I'm like, okay, need to make a bucket. And then I'm like, okay, get a stop. And then it was all of a sudden it was 22-0. And then we got a foul call and we busted up.
I believe Javi had play in that jinx, right?
No, I don't think so. Well, I guess
I
technically, yeah.
Said,
yeah, because he said before the game.
Something. Yeah.
Going to get their first dub tonight. Honestly, pregame doesn't bother me. It's my teams have a big lead and he says something and then they blow it. That's what really bothers me.
I mean, your team should just be better.
Obviously, blown leads are a part of sports, but it just feels like every time he says something, they blow it. I should really, when he says something, when my team has a lead, I should really go bet the other team's money line.
I was going to say, go bet the other team.
I would probably be up hundreds of dollars if I just did $10 units with the amount it happens.
Yeah.
When we lived together, it was really bad.
Yeah. Question. Being the very little NBA watching podcast that we are, if you had to pick a champ right now, who would you go?
I would say you want to know who I'd really say? I can't do that. I think the Celtics would probably repeat. That's chalky. Honestly, my sleeper. Let's do a pick and a sleeper, right? My sleeper, obviously, personally, would be the Pistons, but the Warriors are playing great basketball. Is that even really a sleeper? What seed are they?
I think they're in 7, 8.
Let me see. They played in a play-in game, actually, because they beat the Grizzlies.
Yeah. The Warriors are the 4th favorite right now, plus 1,500.
It doesn't even say what seed they are. ESPN's stupid.
Just go to ESPN.
I'm on ESPN. It doesn't say it. They are the, I guess, technically 7th seed because they played in a play-in game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just playing good basketball, obviously, with J-Bud, and then they went on that run. The thing is, with the Pistons, is that they have beat every good team in the East, except for, I don't think they beat the Bucks. Have we beat the Bucks?
I think so. I think you guys beat us once.
But the other teams, like the Cavs, the Celtics, the Pacers, like we had games where we beat them and like dominated too. Like the Cavs game, we dominated them. The Celtics, we dominated the one game. Jason Tatum was crying to the officials. Beat them by 20. That was when we were on that big win streak. Excuse me.
So is your sleeper the Warriors then?
Yeah, sleeper's the Warriors, yeah. We haven't beat the Bucks, by the way.
Oh, for some reason I thought you guys did beat us once this year.
Unless it was back in October.
Yeah, no, I mean the Celtics are very good.
We did beat the Bucks first game of the season. That might have been preseason. Is that preseason? It was preseason. Beat them in the preseason.
I do think it is much harder to win the East. So that's the only reason I don't necessarily think the Celtics will. Personally, I'm taking the Thunder, especially after what they did to the Grizzlies the other day. what, 50-point win in game one.
Yeah, it was the largest round one win of all time, I think.
Yeah, their defense is insane. I think they're probably the best all around team, and hence why they're the favorites at plus 160 right now. I usually don't watch the NBA until it gets to the finals. I also just like the Thunder because they're they're a young team. They're very likable. Like they don't have a player that's like they don't have a player that you can hate. I guess Chat would
I
probably be
hate
the only
Chet.
thing, but I kind of like Chat.
I hate SGA too after the Pistons Thunder game where we should have won, but SGA was fucking foul baiting. I don't think you should ever win NBA. I don't think you should ever win MVP when I swear to God, I think 40% of his points have come off of free throws. I swear to God. It's
So I'm
outrageous.
gonna come back to that in a second. My sleeper then is the Bucks, just because we're getting Dame back and they have the experience. So I think they could make a
Hasn't
push.
Dame been like mid as fuck this year though?
No, I mean he's been pretty good, not like Dame quality.
Let's check the numbers.
Okay.
I'll be the
My
judge of
other
that.
thing, going back to the foul baiting, thoughts on Jalen Brunson?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
I hate him too because he foul baits so much. It was funny to me that last night he foul baited a shitload and still didn't get the calls for one because of that ref thing you sent. I think that ref just hates the Knicks. But Jalen Brunson, dude, all he does is jumps into people. Like every time he shoots a ball, he's jumping into somebody. And then like I got on Knicks Twitter. I don't know how. And they were just bitching about the officiating. And it's like, dude, Cade got calls without jumping into people. It's not his fault that he got as many free throws as Jalen Brunson. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, we didn't deserve that win. We deserve that win. We played great defense. But Jalen Brunson, the way he plays basketball, pisses me off. Same with SGA. Same with Harden when he was doing it. All of them.
Yeah, I will say the Pistons series I think is going to be very fun the rest of the way.
And it has been so far.
I was gonna say we haven't
both
had
games.
Like a blowout game, which has been pretty nice. Because I feel like the rest of the playoffs are very much like either one team blows out the other or they somehow keep it close. But like I feel like there's been more blowouts than there has been close games.
Yeah, I think if the Knicks lose the series, it's because their coach is a dumbass. He played Jalen Brunson 44 minutes last night. I don't think that's going to win you a series.
In the playoffs, you have to play your best players, though.
Yeah, but 44 minutes. When he took the game-tying shot, it was to go down by one. It was wide open look, great play design, and he just bricked it. But I think it's because he was so exhausted. Dude was huffing and puffing, hands on his hips.
Mm-hmm.
And that was after a timeout. So Pistons are playing great. They look scrappy. They should have won the first game. I don't know how that fucking happened. Pissed me off. I think the Knicks are mid, and we beat them on the season. We're 3-1 against them this season, so it's exciting. I've watched the games, and I'm not bored during them. Yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I did flip back and forth with the Tigers because the Tigers were beating the Padres. But I think the next game they play, I'll probably be all eyes in or all eyes on because they're playing at LCA. Malik Beasley, have you seen his Twitter or no?
No.
He's a troll. He tweeted like, "Damn, Ant, you can have the record if you want it that bad." When Anthony Edwards, the video of him like begging on the bench to go back in, even though it was a meaningless game. And then he tweeted today like, "I heard LCA finna be more lit than the Garden" or something like that.
Oh, like, I think I did see that. Yeah,
you're a troll, and it hasn't been him yet. I'm just waiting for the first big Pistons like blow up fight that we had 17 of this year. Yeah. I'm excited for that, especially in the Garden. There's been some great documentaries on the Knicks over the years, 30 for 30, shit like that. I can't wait for the one about the Pistons Knicks series in 2025 that comes out in 10 years. So let's talk draft. Obviously, not a quick episode. It happened again. It always does. So honestly, we were going to do a team-by-team preview. I don't know if it's because my team is good, but it doesn't feel like other years where I'm like, oh, we got to take this first round. I'm like, Brad Holmes, do what you do, bro. Because the last couple of years where I've had something that we need, he went out and he took Gibbs, and that was like an amazing pick. And then last year we took Arnold, which I did say we needed. Arnold turned out okay. So this year I'll say first round. What do we have to replace? What do we lose? We didn't really lose anything on offense. We're down a lineman, I guess. I don't really want to take a lineman first round unless you're high. So I guess I'll say an edge rusher. Give me an edge rusher. Yeah.
What are you guys, 23?
25
maybe?
No, because hang on. That's 2, 4.
Just pull up a mock.
Yeah, good idea. We're gonna do a mock analysis anyways. Mock draft NFL. Here's the NFL's. No, I don't really want to do NFL.com. We'll use Yahoo's. It's got the Lions at the Packers are 23. Lions are 28. That's right. We lost in the. We were the best loser of the quarterfinals, or yeah, I guess that'd be quarterfinals or divisional round. So yeah, I want them to trade up and get an edge rusher because I don't think there's a lot of talent at 28. The only other thing I want to talk about is the rumors that I'm not loving. I'm seeing that they're going to trade JMO draft night to move up because he's due a contract at the end of this year. We can tag him to get one more, but money's becoming an issue in Detroit because we paid Amon-Ra, we paid Sewell, we paid Goff. We have to pay Gibbs. Monty's due for another one. I think Hutch, maybe. Hutch is like weird though because he just snapped his leg in half. Is he going to be good? That's the problem with having great drafts. I mean, we've had 3 drafts in a row that have been phenomenal. We got a lot of talent to pay. We brought in some guys, so money's an issue. JMO had a great year last year. He'll probably have another good year this year. It is it's going to be tough to pay everybody. So I don't – and then JMO – so somebody found his Instagram. They're like, oh, he doesn't follow the Lions. And then I'm like, oh, shit, he unfollowed the Lions. However, a lot of people are saying he might not have followed them in the first place. And then what's the other one? Oh, he put on a story, something about loyalty and something about, I don't know, just really cryptic shit that somebody would post before they get traded. So
figures. He seems petty.
If we do trade him, it feels dumb because like who's your second? Like JMO and Amon-Ra were all we had. Oh, Laporta's the other one that's due for a contract soon too. He's great. So yeah, I don't love it. If you were gonna trade JMO, why did you not trade him to go get one of the big edge rushers that are already solidified and have a contract? Like,
yeah. Well, and that's where I'm kind of at with the Packers. I guess it's kind of the opposite. Like we're not looking to really trade away big names. I don't think we necessarily have big names. But we keep getting in all of these rumors about like we were one of the top names for TJ Watt. We're in the mix for Jalen Ramsey and Tyreek Hill. And it's like, I know how this goes. And we're going to get our name in all of these conversations. And then we're not going to get any of them. And I'm just going to be like, why did I even get my hopes up for this? So that's what I'm fully expecting from the Packers is that we get our names in on all of these big name guys that are trying to get traded. And then we're not going to get a single one of them. And we're probably just going to draft projects, like I said earlier, and do whatever. But like, personally, if I'm Brian Gutekunst, I'm going out there, I'm seeing TJ Watt or the Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill package. I'd probably prefer the TJ Watt package. And I'm saying, here's my first, my second, and a player, and we'll take that player from you. Because to me, this draft feels like a complete bust out of all drafts. Like, I don't know. I don't think this is the draft that you need to be trying to keep your picks on. If I'm being completely honest, I think you're better to either trade back or trade out and get established players out of this draft. But it is what it is. Pipe dream for the Packers would be to get Tet McMillan. That's obviously not going to happen. We'd have to trade up for that. James Pierce would be nice. He's not going to fall that far. I have seen some rumors about the Packers getting the defensive end from Texas A&M. if he falls to the back end of the first round. But one of the latest mocks I saw had him jumping all the way up into the top 15 from outside of the first round. So I don't really know what to think about that one either. We'll kind of see. I don't know. Do you have a mock that you want to run through?
Yeah, I've got one here, and it's actually really interesting. I do want to talk about something that I haven't noticed. Wait a second, I gotta find him on this list. Holy shit! What? Shadur Sanders is not in the top 32 of this draft. They've got him going undrafted in the first round. And then I'm looking at DraftKings to look at.
Whose board is this?
This is Yahoo Sports. I'm looking at DraftKings to see what his odds are to go.
He's heavy favorite
in the first round. He's not even on the list to bet to go first round. What's going on?
Check second quarterback to be drafted. He's right there.
Where's that at?
You got to go to like position things.
Position totals? No.
Not the totals.
Oh, draft position?
Yeah.
No, it's not there. Pick number? No. Top five, first round? Oh.
I just had it up not that long ago.
I'm telling you, shit's close. They know something. Oh. Which team will Shadur Sanders be drafted by? I guess you could do.
So I'm looking at the pick by pick betting. If he's going to go anywhere in the top 3, you should bet him.
Oh, second QB selected here. This is Shadur Sanders minus 250. But why is he not? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm totally sidetracked. That's confusing. Why is he not a heavy favorite to go first round? Where can I bet him to go not first round? Anyways, so this mock draft, it's pretty. I feel like it's pretty solidified that the Titans are going Cam Ward.
Yeah, they told him yesterday that they were going
Browns with Travis Hunter makes a little sense, but also like the Browns could use a quarterback. Who'd they just trade for? Or they signed Flacco?
And they just got. Are you talking quarterback?
The Browns, yeah, quarterback.
No, not Jameis.
Yeah, Jameis.
No,
he was on there last year. Where did he end up going? Giants. Jameis went to the Giants. Who's the Browns quarterback? Because Deshaun's not ready, right?
No.
Flacco. They signed Flacco and Kenny Pickett. So I guess they're going to ride it out with that. So then the Giants going Abdul Carter. That makes sense. They signed Jameis and Russ, right? Russ went to the Giants. Yeah. Justin Fields went to the Jets.
Yes.
Anyways, boring. Jaguars taking Genti. That's what this one has. I think Genti falls a little. And
I think he goes to the Raiders at 6.
That's what I was going to say. It was either the Raiders, who need a running back bad. They need a lot, but obviously Genti can generate. I feel like their line is ass, though. God damn, my head's cutting into my ear. I feel like their line is ass. My dream is for Genti to go to the Cowboys. I don't know why.
That wouldn't be bad. Just
because they have a good O-line, so he could at least run. I don't want him to go to a shit team and then have no career because he's so fun. Jets taking a tight end, Tyler Warren. He's a stud. He's wide receiver. This one, so this mock draft, what I want to analyze is just the quarterbacks, right? So at 9, it's got the Saints taking Jackson Dart, which is sure. Then
at
it's
9.
got at 9. Yeah, the Saints.
When was this? When did this one get published?
This got published. Where is it? At 8:33 a.m. today.
So somebody knows something we don't.
Maybe. Do the Saints not have 9?
I'm assuming they do, but I didn't know Jackson Dart was even projected a top 10 pick.
Gotcha. Yeah, this says new head coach Kellen Moore, Derek Carr potentially missing the season. The Saints have nothing but time to God damn, there's an ad right over it. Nothing but time to generate talent with Jackson Dart, I think is what that says. Oh, I don't know. This is fucking weird. Skip the Bears. They're taking an offensive tackle. 49ers, Mason Graham. Not bad. He'd be a steal at 11. Cowboys, Matthew Golden.
So personally, I think with Graham, I personally think if he gets to the Bears are going to take him.
You think so? I feel like their defense wasn't that bad last year.
No, it wasn't, but that's what they've been shoring up. And they already went out and got, 2-3 offensive linemen?
They have a hole at left tackle, is what this says. So that's why they're going to take Kelvin Banks Jr.
Yeah, I mean, Banks is really good. I've seen a lot of tape on him. And apparently he's been basically smothering everybody in the pro workouts. But I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like if the Bears have a chance to take Graham, they're going to.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good talent. Skipping down to 19 with the Bucks, we've got Jihad Campbell. Had to bring it up just because of the name. Wild name. 20, Omarion Hampton. Have you seen that kid? North Carolina running back. He's a stud.
Yeah.
People are saying if Genty wasn't in this class, he would be the oh my god. But since Genty's kind of the oh my god, he gets silenced. So then we get down to the Steelers at 21. Jalen Milroe. I'm intrigued by Milroe. If somehow he's not off the board when the Lions get on the clock, I want them to take Milroe. Project quarterback.
What about Hendon Hooker?
Hendon Hooker is washed. He's 29. He's the same age as fucking Jared Goff. Like, he's never going to see the field for the Lions unless something terrible happens. Knock on wood. If he's somehow there, I want Jalen Milroe. I mean, just having a quarterback with legs would be phenomenal. I've never seen that. My quarterbacks have always been white and slow. So I was too young for the Dante Culpepper era, and I'm pretty sure at that time he wasn't running. So I would love to see Milroe. Just late Jordan Love type method. Not pushing Jared Goff out. You're telling him, hey, he's not starting until you're out of here. We just signed you that big contract. You played fine last year, except for against the Commanders. Anyways, Chargers, Colson Loveland, Michigan. Not really a shocker there. I feel like Harbaugh might just draft Michigan guys for the next 2 years because they're still his guys. And then we get down to the Packers. If they did this, I think you would be insufferable on the next episode. The wide receiver out of Arizona, McMillan. He's a stud.
Dude, if we, I'd be beyond insufferable. That is like I said, that is like my pipe dream. I don't think he's getting out of the top 15, maybe even the top 10. If he fell to us, I would lose it. The only problem is we literally never take a first round wide receiver.
So, do you know the last time they took a first round receiver?
Jordy Nelson.
No, he wasn't a first rounder.
Don't know. I don't remember.
Javon Walker in 2002. That's the last time they've taken a first round receiver. Wait, no. Sterling Sharp. No, he must have been before 2002. Yeah. Yeah, because he won the Super Bowl, technically, with Favre. What year was that? Wasn't that 90-something? Yeah, he was on that team.
Yeah, like 97.
Anyways, so this literally says Packers don't draft wide receiver first round, blah, blah, blah. But if McMillan falls into the lap of the Packers, they might have to change their mind. So this is literally projecting that he falls, and if he does, the Packers would take him. Which, if that dude's there with the wide receiver core that you have now, you have to.
Yeah.
Dontavian Wicks ain't cutting it. Christian Watson can't stay on a football field.
Nope.
And then Musgrave is great.
This year.
Is he really?
Yeah, he tore his ACL last year.
Oh, he's a pussy. He'll be back. So then 1-2, skip a few. Donovan Jackson, offensive guard, Ohio State, going to the Ravens. Fun fact about him, he's the one that Hutch absolutely brutalized 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. I think he was a freshman at that time. I skipped over one that I want to go back to real quick. Everybody take it back with me down to 14. Will Johnson, Michigan. This dude was going to be a top 5 pick, like Terrion Arnold type. And, well, Arnold didn't go top 5, but you get the point. But he sat out most of the year. People being me, speculated that he was protecting his draft stock since we were not great. And Davis Warren has cancer and is bad at football. But because of that, and then at the combine, he didn't do much either. Dude's banged up. Now he dropped all the way to 14. You know how much money he cost himself going from top 5 to 14 just by not playing?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, once he gets down to that range, it's kind of a spot where it's like, man, this dude is really good at football when he's healthy. Let's take a chance. And the Colts could use that.
I've also seen some projections that he could go to the Packers as well. If
he falls to you at that point, you have to. Or you trade him. And then we get to my Lions, and it's Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M. Is that your boy that you were just talking about? Hoping the Packers take?
Was the guy.
He's the only A&M edge rusher on here, so I'm going to assume that's
maybe
him.
It was an early second guy. It was like Milton or something.
Dream scenario for team and player. Stewart needs to develop and would have the infrastructure to do so with the Lions and the depth they have up front. Actually, the depth gets wiped out by week 4 because our training staff sucks. He could form a hellacious duo with Aiden Hutchinson. What a word. You want to know a nightmare scenario for me that I think would kill me internally?
What?
Is if the Lions take Shadur Sanders instead of Milroe, like I was talking about as a project guy. I think that
would be pretty funny.
Kill me. I think it would kill me. I hate Shadur Sanders. That dude is not good at football.
But, well, I mean, he's not projected to be a first rounder, so.
No, I know. But what if the Lions are like, ooh, let's Jordan Love it like the Packers did, but get a guy that's got his number already retired? I don't think they will. I think Brad Holmes is smarter than that. The rest of the top or the first round's kind of bleh, just kind of, your teams that are good. Honestly, you know who I think got fucked here is the Commanders. You went on that dream run. Now you have a late pick. And were you really even ready for that dream run? I don't think so. I think Jaden Daniels is fucking awesome. But is your defense? No. Is your offense? Yeah, your offense is pretty fucking good. But your defense is, remember how bad the Washington defense was all year? We talked about it all year, how bad their defense was.
Yeah.
It's got them taking a safety. They'll need it. But I think this could be a down year for the Commanders, and then their fans are going to be upset. Unless Jane Daniels is the shit and just wins games that he shouldn't, and it'll forever be a, man, if that guy had a defense, he would have got it done.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I still think that they're going to be decent. Like, they still have a good offense surrounding them.
I think they have a really good offense. I saw it firsthand.
I mean, if they get a couple of defensive pieces, I mean, they're going to make trades. I think they're going to be fine. But, yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying about them getting fucked in the draft because first year off of all of these young guys, and you go from picking early in the draft, number 2 overall, to way in the back, and you can't really build anything off of that. So, which maybe this is the year to not be high in the draft, and you find some gem late, and they'll be fine. Like, I'm legitimately not excited for this draft at all. Other than the fact that it's in Green Bay, I'm not excited.
I know I'll be watching it, but it's like last year's draft too was a little bit of a letdown. No, we took Arnold, which I was cool with. There was a
lot of big quarterbacks in it.
That's
it was
true.
the big quarterback draft.
Yeah.
I will say I hate listened to a podcast today, and I know I've told you about this podcast. I don't know if I should name it or not. It's not really gonna matter. IKE Packers. I'm gonna jump back to the Genty pick because they talked about it and it pissed me off. They were talking about the Genty pick and they just said that Genty going to the Raiders at 6 would get some people from the Raiders fired, because he's not going to take your team from worst to first, which I will agree with that. The part that pissed me off was then they said, look at Bijan. It's a very similar situation to Bijan. Had a ton of hype coming into the league. The Falcons have nothing to show for their Bijan pick, and Bijan has really only had a couple of highlights. That is fucking laughable. Bijan is a top 5 running back in the league.
Ooh.
Ashton Genty may be better.
Top 5? Let's do it
Saquon?
quick. Let's do it. Saquon? JT when healthy? I don't think you can do that, actually. You have to go current. Saquon, Gibbs, Josh Jacobs. I put Gibbs and Robinson right with each other, though, actually.
That's the thing. Like,
yeah, so I'll go top 5. I'll go top 5.
Yeah, I could not believe I heard that today, and I had to get that out. So
the only point
also,
that they have there is that Genty very possibly could not make that team better because there's nobody to throw the ball, and then teams will key in and just stack the box.
I mean,
but you know what? I said that about him all year in college football, and he still ran through people, so who knows?
But, I mean, once Derek Carr is healthy.
Oh, you know who we forgot about when we made that list was Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah.
So this list, this is probably where I would have won if I thought some more. Saquon 1. This is based on 24. Saquon 1, Derrick Henry 2, Gibbs 3, Bijan 4, and then Josh Jacobs 5. I very much agree with that. There's a lot of good running backs.
Hey, we forgot that the Raiders have Geno Smith.
Oh, that's right. He can throw the football. Yeah.
And Brock Bowers. This would be a perfect pick.
Genty, Bowers, and like Geno could like win some games.
Plus Jacoby Myers. I mean, he's not bad.
Jacoby Myers is good at football. How's their O-line? I feel like their O-line's ass, though.
I couldn't tell you a single name. Dylan Parham, Alex Kappa, DJ Glaze. Good guy, actually. Jackson Powers Johnson. He's actually not terrible.
DJ Glaze sounds like somebody's like Xbox gamer tag.
And then Colton Miller. But, yeah, I don't know
any of those names. Who do you think the worst running back was last year, actually? I just realized. This will be fun.
The worst running back in the league?
Yep, ranked 32nd.
Oh, so it's got to be a starter.
It's the team's majority running back for the year.
I mean, it's got to be whoever the Raiders was. Either Zamir White or... That would be my guess.
Alexander Madison.
Okay.
Who played for the Raiders.
So I was right. Correct. Right team.
Yep. Yeah. Then Nick Chubb at 31 feels unfair.
Did you know he's still a free agent?
Damn. Is his career really over just like that? Dude used to be so good.
I just saw a video of his career's over. Today.
In 1 year, the dude's career ends.
Large.
Dude. Kenneth Walker. I forgot how much of a shit year he had. Splitting with Charbonnet. Like, he ruined my season for fucking... Wow, Brian Robinson that low, too? Anyways,
I'll take him off your team.
Just spooling you. You want Walker? We can work that out. We should actually talk about that.
Okay.
I don't want his bitch ass anymore. All right, everybody. That does it. Have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, door some tutties, and we'll see you next week.
Peace. Go Bucks.
Go Pistons.